Hello and welcome back to Goomedy's Coins and Banknotes, and today we are talking about the 1947 Florin. So a lot of people come here because they have pre-decimal coins. One of them is this, and they don't know anything about it. Well, on this channel we're going to go through these type of coins, and we'll get to how much they're worth later on, but that depends on the time period. So on this one has the coat of arms of Australia. So it has an emu, a kangaroo, the wattle, that's the national flower of Australia, Edwardian, I believe that's the Edwardian crown, the denomination Florin, which is equivalent to 2 shillings or 24 pence. And here we have the coat of arms of the 6 states that make up Australia. So in New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia. Okay, this is a bit tough. Tasmania. I think that's South Australia. That has to be Queensland. No, I might have got them wrong. So anyway, and here we have 2 stars on the side. So the 7 pointed, if you count them, 7 points. So each point represents a state, and the last point represents all the territories. So it represents ACT, Norfolk Island, Coco Island, and Canberra, which is the ACT, Northern Territory, and basically that's it for this. On the front of the coin we always have the monarch, and this has George VI, and he reigned from 1936 to 1952. So this is a 11.31 grams of 50% silver, so that is half of that, so it's about 5.8 grams of silver, roughly. I'm not going to do any maths. And it's 28.5 millimeters, and the thickness is 2.3. So it is equivalent to an Australian 20-cent coin, which, I must have packed them all away. Okay, so here's a 20-cent coin from the current monarch, Charles III, so that's his grandson. And as you can see, these heads point the same way, but if we get one from Lizzie, so Lizzie is here, 1954, you can see she points the opposite way, and this is normal for monarchs. So we have him, then Elizabeth took over, and then Charles III took over, so that's a rotation. Now the previous monarch, which is, you've got a few, George V, he looks the same way, because in between we had Edward VIII, so his head looked towards the right instead of towards the left, so that's why you don't see that. Okay, and this one is the Thomas Paget, and he designed the actual effigy and the monogram around it. So you have DG, Grace of God, King of the British Territories, so Britannia Union Rex, Fidei Defender, so Defender of the Faith, India Imperial. And this is the last year that he was Emperor of India, because in 1948 India got independence. Okay, so here we are on Numistar, and this is a 2-year issue, so they didn't issue any more Florin coins until 1951 because of the huge mintage. So these specifications: Thomas Paget, George Kruger Gray, and it's got reeded, but that's the incorrect reading on the actual coin. That's fine reading. So what we're looking for is, see, they're fine reading. So these all need to be changed. This one has fine reading as well. That's not on that coin. It's probably from a UK half, or probably even just a 20-cent Australian. Okay, so we have a mintage of 39,292,000. So in the previous series from 1938 to 45. We had nowhere near that for any single issue, although you can buy in the 42. You got at least 23 million. 43, you got at least 23 million. And 44, in which a lot of US servicemen come over, so that's why there's a lot of coins. You got 33 million, so that's the second highest, although that's minted at Melbourne and San Francisco. This is all minted at Melbourne, and the reason why they minted that many, now there was a population increase, but this doesn't explain it. For my explanation is that this was just to replace those of higher silver coins. So they just wanted to try and get out all of the 92.5% silver that they can. So they issued so many coins in these years. And as you can see, based on these numbers, up until very fine, they're all pretty much just bullion value. And the value of these coins only increase when it's extremely fine, almost uncirculated and uncirculated. That's when the numismatic values come in. And this, pretty much, they're just bullion values and plus whatever percentage, like on not Wikipedia, on eBay, you'll be paying about 15% on top of that. Okay, so this one's from the USA, and it's probably costing a bit too much. And if you want to know the bullion value, these I like to go down here, and these are $19.50. So when I actually purchased that coin that you saw before, I purchased it at $5. So that's when bullion value was actually closer to $4.50. So really that's like 5 years ago. So it's for 300% increase in the actual value. Okay, so as for selling, all these, so you're paying about $20 or bullion, probably should be a bit higher. That's without postage. With postage, $25, $20. Yes, so you're paying for low grade ones, just pretty much bullion value. And a lot of, like a month ago, you're probably getting about $13, $14. A lot of those, if the seller didn't change it, would have been purchased and brought up and probably dumped back on the market. So people were actually buying them up and reselling them, just trying to get those extra dollars. A lot of these are actually quite well circulated. What has sold though? We've got 122, yeah. So this is a few days ago, and that's probably when the silver value was that. This one, yeah, 15, so that's about nearly 2 weeks ago. It's probably when the silver value was that. So that's what the increase in silver value has done, is pushed up the prices of these coins. And you're probably not going to get one for $13 anymore, unless the silver price does come down, but that's going to hurt a lot of people. October, you can buy them for $10. Wow. 2nd of October, $13, $14. So yeah, you'll be buying them for less. And then we got some other coins. 16. So eBay only keeps prices for about 3 months, and $25 EF. So that was October, so that was $10 higher than the actual bullion value back then. And on and on and on. So really this is the most common Australian florin. And also, most of the coins that you're going to get are in pretty low grade. So they're pretty much just close to bullion value. Okay, so one thing I like to do, well, we don't no longer going to talk about that, was Australia in 1947. So Prime Minister's Ben Chifley, population 7.5 million. And there was few elections. Blah, 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 blah. Got premiers, governor generals. Most people don't know the governor generals. So what happened? Massive hailstorm in Sydney. State election. So some of these are important locally, But I'm looking for one that's actually changed Australia. Derailment, Camperdown rail accident, killing 16 people. Now that probably does affect how the rails function. They would have been in inquiry and improvements. Okay, important thing, Australian government assumes control of Qantas, so they nationalised Qantas. And you're saying, oh, Australia can't nationalise things. Yeah, they've done it before. LJ Hooker lists on the stock market. Okay, Australia becomes a member of IMF. Yeah, that's probably pretty important. But the 40L for work week, the Commonwealth Courts of Conciliation and Arbitration grants workers a 40L for work week. So that's a very important. That would have changed our culture quite a lot. State election in Victoria. Australia to reduce trade tariffs. Okay, that would have also affected Australia because a lot of foreign goods would have been able to come in at a reduced price. So we would have got things that we couldn't have gotten back before. Blah, 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 blah. Indicates changes. Okay, Robert Cosgrove resigns as Premier New South Wales after indicted on charges of bribery and corruption. Why don't we have that anymore? That's very important, to indict any politician on corruption. Quite a lot of them will actually be probably definitely convicted. Okay, so that's basically the three things. Politician was indicted on corruption. We got the 40L work week, and Qantas was nationalised. So, who really knows what the future of these coins are? But because this is worn, this probably has less silver value than what is indicated in the chart. So let's weigh the damn thing. So the weight that we are looking for is 11.31 grams. This one weighs 11.2. This one 11.2. So it looks like it's been 0.1 of a gram reduced. So do I have any? Maybe I can do this one. This one I just got today. It's pretty much uncirculated. Okay, so this is a 1962. Pretty good condition. These probably just come out of rolls and never saw any circulation. Oh no, 3.2. Okay, so maybe there's something wrong with these scales. Now, if you wanted to calibrate these scales, what you need to do is get a set of calibration. Okay, 11.3, 11.4. Okay. Now it's gone over. Anyway, I'm just going to say the weight that's been taken off these well circulated coins has probably been smoothed and the metal's been moved around, but it's probably not that much metal loss compared to this coin that's pretty much uncirculated. So I hope this helps you with your coin collecting. And here's the actual rim of the coin. You can see it's coarse reading. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.